With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, trackside. Once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network tonight. Blown Piston Racing League's Clash Series fires things off for race number 9 of their 10-week regular season. There you can see already drivers beginning to hit the track in the background for the 5-minute qualifying session. How you doing? How you feeling? Out there in TV land, race fans, glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from trackside, a little bit of track information for you here tonight for the 6-shooter 130 right here in Fort Worth. That's right, Texas Motor Speedway on tap here tonight. I wonder who's going to have that fast lap. Will we see another repeat winner after getting our first repeat winner last week at Monza? Roger Rios took the checkered flag for the second time this season, the only driver to capture the flag 2 separate occasions so far this season. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get you some of that qualifying information over there to the left-hand side of your screen. As drivers begin to turn in some timed laps, we'll drop that screen down for you. There you go. Top of the speed charts, Tyler Davala in the 7, going to put in a quick time of a 30:29. That is the provisional pole here tonight, the U.S. Veterans Pole Award in the hands of the 7 of Tyler Davala. He's got a lot of other quick drivers right on his heels. Anthony Keys, Kevin Dick, Andrew Mraz inside the top 5. Still a lot of other drivers yet to put in their first time lap. We've got 15 drivers on the speed charts already. 2 minutes in to this 5-minute qualifying session. Now make that 18, 19 drivers with a time lap. Tyler Davala still sits on top of the speed charts with the U.S. Veterans Pole Award. Quick time now, a 30:18. For Davala. One heck of a lap for him. A lot of other drivers still out there yet to put in their times. We'll see if we can't get a few more of them on the scoring charts before we have a final look at where everybody is running at. Over 25 drivers in the starting grid here tonight. As, we're down to about 2 minutes remaining here in qualifying. We're down to 2 races in the regular season. That Championship 16 starting to become a little bit more clear. We'll get to some of the point standings here in just a few moments. The top 5 coming into tonight's race, pretty much all but locked into that Championship 16. It's going to take a lot for one of the drivers in the top 5 of the point standings to fall out of contention. And remember, a win and you're in scenario here, so that top 16 can get changed up very quickly with 2 new fresh-faced winners here in these final 2 races tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. And we'll wrap things up in the regular season next week when we head to Five Flag Speedway. That's right, a short track shootout to decide your Championship 16. You don't want to miss that one, I can assure you that. Sitting top of the speed charts, though, quick time on the track, 30:18. By that 7 of Tyler Davala, he's got the U.S. Veterans Pole Award. For now, just 2 drivers left to put in their time lap. The 37 of Frank Reese and the 17 of Casey Duncan. Both of those drivers yet to get out there on their time laps. Just about 60 seconds remaining on the stopwatch here, so I wonder if they're even going to take an attempt. It doesn't look like either of those crews moving around too much. Doesn't look like they're too worried about getting out there for a qualifying effort. So it looks like we'll have 23 drivers qualify. And we've got a late entry into tonight's race. Andrew Lutz finally gets through tech and approval. The 81 will hit the track with us tonight. The 81 of Andrew Lutz Jr. will make an appearance here at Texas Motor Speedway. But the U.S. Veterans Pole Award belongs to Tyler Davala. He'll put a little bit of money in his back pocket for that provisional pole position. And with that being said, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set up and ready to go for your starting lineup. But first, we'll head trackside for the national anthem. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
And back trackside after the U.S. Veterans Pole Award qualifying session has already taken place. Drivers getting ready to shake down the cars for the final time here tonight before they hit the track and try to knock out a few stage wins. Maybe walk away with the New Age Limited Speed Demon Award. Possibly the Top Groove Hard Charger. We'll see how it all shakes out for everybody throughout tonight's race. But why don't we go ahead, while we've got some time on our hands, why don't we go ahead and get into some of those championship standings, those chase implications coming into tonight's race, race number 9. Here at Texas Motor Speedway, the 6-shooter 130 gonna go down here tonight in just a handful of minutes. Let's get to those point standings as we were discussing moments ago. Andrew Moore all but locked in. He's got a race win in his back pocket, so he is locked in. Kevin Dake also locked in with 1 win so far this season. Driver sitting right there in that 4th position. Jimmy McKee, he's locked in with his win. So there you have it already right there. 3 out of your top 4 drivers locked in with wins in their back pockets. Andrew Moraz, Roger Rios, Anthony Keys, all with victories. And as you can see, most of the drivers well above a mathematical chance of being eliminated. Brandon Freese, Jim Thorndike, some of those drivers that look like they may be in contention to get into that top 16 with a solid run here tonight. Go ahead and lock themselves in mathematically, but let's pay attention right around the cutoff area. Right there, Jason Branch, John Finley, Scott Wise. Those are the last 3 drivers on the inside looking out at that championship 16. Jeremy Brooks and Ryan Nicoletta right there, 17th and 18th in the point standings. Brooks 12 points outside of the championship 16 looking in. 15 points back is Ryan Nicoletta, so it can be made up in one race right now, but they're going to have some solid finishes here tonight. Brooks quick in qualifying. Nicoletta quick all night here tonight ever since unloading, so be on the lookout for that 59 to try to sneak his way into the top 16 at the end of tonight's race. Man, I'm telling you what, next week at Five Flag Speedway, that is where it's all going to go down. That is where you're going to expect to see some beating, banging, some chrome horn, some good old bump and run action. I can assure you that this championship 16 is going to come down to a wire. And we'll see who's got what it takes to make it into the Sweet 16. It's March Madness, but we're talking on NASCAR tracks here. The Blown Piston Racing League's Clash Series, presented to you by Banner Construction, rolls on in the regular season. Just 2 races left tonight here at Texas Motor Speedway in the 6-shooter 130. And then next week when we head to Five Flags to round out and set that championship 16. Drivers with just about 2 minutes remaining here in this final warm-up session, getting the cars all shook down and ready to go. They're going to get some changes made by the crew chiefs. Get in there to let them know how the cars are reacting to the track temperatures, reacting to the cloud cover, things of that nature, and get set to hit the starting grid and run Stage number 1 here tonight in the 6-shooter 130. Stage number 1 going to come to a close at lap number 26. Stage 2 tonight will end right around lap number 65. Then we will run it out to the end. 130 laps scheduled in tonight's official race distance. And it's going to come down to the wire. Last week, crazy little race there coming down to the wire at Monza. That's right, you heard it right, race fans. We were across the pond, turning left at Monza last week, and Roger Rios took the checkered flag to become the first driver to enter victory lane for the second time this season. 7 different race winners so far here, so we've got the odds are in the favor of having a new first-time winner once again. It's all a matter of who can get the job done. You got to be there at the end. Drivers fighting loose all night long. So we'll have to see how it translates here into race pace for a lot of these drivers, as now track will be closed. Drivers will head to pit road in the starting grid here in just a handful of seconds, and we'll get set to kick things off once again here for the Blown Piston Racing League's Clash Series, presented to you by Banner Construction. Track now cleared. Drivers will hit the starting grid, and we will get set to fire things off here in the 6-shooter 130 right here live from Texas Motor Speedway. Everybody hitting that starting grid. Tyler Davala leads them all off of pit road here tonight. We'll go ahead and take a look down pit lane as these drivers begin to get to their starting spots. We'll begin to roll off pit road here very shortly. And you hear those familiar sounds, you hear those bells ringing in the background, you know that it's time to run down tonight's starting lineup for the 6-shooter 130, right here with the Blown Piston Racing League's Class Series, starting inside row number 1, snatching the U.S. Veterans Pole Award tonight with a 30-18 inside that 7 Chevy ZL1 Camaro, your pole sitter, Tyler Davala. Just to his outside, the 14 of Anthony Keys. Kevin Aiken, Max Williams back in row number 2. Row number 3 here tonight, Andrew Moore, followed by the 53 of Jeremy Brooks. Jimmy McKee and Roger Rios back in row number 4. Row 5 tonight, the 4 of Andrew Mraz, followed by the 26 of Michael Shaw. Starting 11th inside row number 6, the 13 of Jim Thorndike, followed by the 59 of Ryan Nicoletta. Back in row 7 here tonight, Christopher McCullough and Jason Branch. Jacob Drifton, Braden Staub back in row number 8. Row 9 tonight, the 88 of Anthony Hanley, followed by the 21 of Brandon Fries. Scott Wise and Kevin Blokmo round out row number 10, and your top 20 back in 21st starting position. Kenny McCullough, followed by that 11 of John Finley. Corbin Simmons, Andrew Lutz round out the field here tonight. As always, big shout out to race control and admin just down the hall. Looks like Andrew Lutz missed the start. He'll have to start from pit lane. And that's going to do it as the pace car ducks off. Music fades away. It's time to hit the loud pedal and get this thing cranked up and ready to go in the restart box. And away we go. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. Davala up through the gears. Very good outside start by Anthony Keys. He's able to stay even with that 7 on the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to look to the high side, look for that momentum to pay off. Not going to quite get there just yet. Side by side for that top spot still. Davala Keys going at it, switching and swapping that lead position, and Keys gonna lead the first lap of the race. Your U.S. Veterans Pole Award winner does not get back to the line first, so Davala will fall to second. We'll jump back a little bit from the track, trying to see if we can't see a little bit more of the racing action here. We'll jump around the track as well. Close little battle here back outside of your top 20. That is Andrew Mraz and John Finley going at it for 21st. Now another look back at Tyler Davala running in that second position. He's got Kevin Dick closing in. Andrew Moore, Max Williams rounds out your top 5. Taking a look back now as Anthony Henley, Casey Duncan, they all battle back here right with Christopher McCullough just in front of him. 13 of Jim Thorndike, top of the speedway, losing a little bit of ground right now. Doesn't look like that top side is where you want to be just yet. We'll go ahead and get some of that timing and scoring information up to you as we cross the line to begin lap number 4 out of the 130 scheduled here in tonight's official race distance. Stage number 1 will come to a close on lap number 26, and already we're seeing a breakaway at the front of this field. Your top 3 drivers have stepped away. Anthony Keys leads Tyler Davala, and Kevin Dick running in third. Watching the battle for the last spot inside the top 10, 88 of Anthony Hanley sitting in that 10th position, going to snatch that spot away from Christopher McCullough in that escape from Tiktaroff, number 60. Jeremy Brooks, Jim Thorndike, Scott Wise right there running in line, nose to tail just behind them. We'll take a little bit of a look up here a little further in front of this small 4-car group. That's Ryan Nicoletta in the 59. Remember, Nicoletta needs a solid run here tonight. He needs to find a way to get some stage points. He needs to find some bonus points. And he needs to have a solid, I would say, a solid top 5. A solid top 10 is going to go well, but a solid top 5 is what that 59 is really looking for here tonight. Jeremy Brooks also looking to have a fine run. He's knocking on the door of a top 10 right now, sitting in 11th. Dropped 5 spots from where he qualified. Brooks going backwards, but looking to stop the bleeding. We'll continue to jump around the track, continue to try to bring you some of these battles out here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. Race number 9 in the 10-week regular season for the Lone Piston Racing League's Clash Series. You're watching the 6-shooter 130 right here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Out front, the driver in the 14 Ford Mustang, Anthony Keys, leads everybody by 1 second. The Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast 52 of Kevin Dick sitting in that second position. Tyler Davala, your U.S. Veterans Pole Award winner here, sliding back 2 spots. He's going to fall back to third. And already some damage out there. It looks like some damage on that 53 of Jeremy Brooks. Already some scuffs and scrapes on the driver's side door panel. A little bit of trouble with the hood as well. So the 53 has had contact, but still running well up inside your top 10. Let's go for a battle back around that 15th position. How about we ride with the 03 of Kenny McCullough as he's trying to close in on the tail end of Scott Wise, who's just out in front of him. And I believe, yes, we do have that onboard camera shot here. Great camera work. The Turn 3 GoPro cam inside a few of the cockpits here tonight as we watch Kenny McCullough close in on the back end. That 31 of Scott Wise. Wise, one of those drivers that's on the inside looking out, but he still needs some decent finishes to secure his shot at running for that championship 16. But right now it looks like McCullough's got the pace, looking to the inside of Scott Wise off of turn 2. They'll drop back behind each other, run nose to tail down the backstretch, trying to step away from that 17 of Casey Duncan. Back at the front of the field, though, Anthony Keys continues to lead this race. There you can see that 14 Serve Pro Ford Mustang working his way off of turn number 2, has a 4-car length advantage over Kevin Dick. Another 3-car links back to Tyler Davala, and Davala has now got company. The fast 77 of Andrew Moore. He's come into the picture. He wants to play for some stage points. And we're going to continue to visit these points throughout tonight's race as we get down to these final races here in the regular season. Points very important, very close racing right around that cutoff spot for a handful of drivers that do not have that win to fall back on. And it's gonna be a close, tight battle. I mean, you take, for example, John Finley, running in the 23rd position right now, came into tonight's race sitting 2 points ahead of Scott Wise and that cutoff line. So right about 14 points ahead of Jeremy Brooks, who is running all the way up in 11th right now. That's going to be 12 position difference. And that's going to be just enough to pull those two drivers even in the point standings. So every position is going to matter. Everything you can get out of each and every stage is going to matter for a handful of these drivers. As whoa, Anthony Keys with a handful off of turn 4. Off of turn 2, I apologize. The Serve Pro 14 Ford Mustang with a handful off of turn number 2 on the backstretch, a little bit squirrely, and that's going to allow Kevin Dick and that Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast Chevy ZL1 Camaro to close in the distance. And with just about 11 laps remaining here in stage number 1, can the 14 hang on to the lead at the front? We've got some battles all over this racetrack. We'll head back through the field just a little bit. Take a look at this battle going on around that 10th, 11th, 12th position. Christopher McCullough, Jeremy Brooks, Jim Thorndike all going at it as we switch back up here to the front. Battle between Tyler Davala and Andrew Moore continues to rage on. That's 3rd and 4th on the racetrack. Back with the big battle around that final spot inside the top 10. There's Jason Branch, Ryan Nicoletta, Christopher McCullough, and Jeremy Brooks all wadded up with each other. 4-car race, 8th all the way through 11th. Jim Thorndike has lost a little bit of pace, about 2.5 seconds back from this 4-car battle here. As we continue green flag racing here, lap number 17 out of the 130 scheduled in the official race distance. We are more than halfway through stage number 1, and it looks like it's a 2-car breakaway at the front for the overall race lead. And the Wise Guy Racing Graphics stage number 1 win. Anthony Keys, Kevin Dick going at it side by sides at time. In a big battle for 3rd and 4th right now. Tyler Davala, your U.S. Veterans Bull Award sitter here tonight, battling with Andrew Moore right now. Moore all but locked in. He's got a big points lead sitting in first coming into tonight's race in the point standings. He's got a race win to fall back on as well, so already locked in and secured into that Sweet 16, the championship chase. Andrew Moore moves to 3rd. Battle for the race lead, less than 0.2 of a second, less than a car length separates the 14 and the 52. Kevin Dick looking to get to the front of the field, looking to gain one more position. Both of these drivers up 1 spot from where they started tonight's race. Key started outside pole position. Kevin Dick started back in that 3rd position, now running 1 and 2 on the racetrack. We'll check in. Let's see, we'll check in with the biggest mover of the race right now, in control of the top groove. Hard Charger Award, that's the 17 of Casey Duncan, sitting back in the 15th position. Duncan started pretty much tail end of the field. Shotgun Sally, he's up 11 spots now, running in the 15th position, so hats off by the good start here in stage number 1 for Casey Duncan and his 17 Toyota Camry crew. And here it is, battle for the race lead. To the top side goes Kevin Dick, and it looks like he's got the advantage. They'll drag race down the backstretch and into turn number 3. The Serve Pro 14 has the advantage for the time being on that inside lane, but it looks like momentum will prevail for Kevin Dick on the outside. No, they'll stay even. Anthony Keys will keep the lead for now. Still battling side by side for the race lead, dropping a handful of drivers off of the lead lap already here tonight in stage number 1. Fast, furious racing at the front, and Kevin Dick will officially take the race lead at the line here on lap number 23 out of the 26 scheduled in stage number 1, so that's going to give us our second lead change, third different race leader. No caution flags to speak of as we jump back and watch Ryan Nicoletta, the 59, trying to close back in on Jeremy Brooks, running for that final spot inside of the top 10, final points paying position, coming to the end of a stage. And we'll keep an eye on that timing and scoring for the moment. Kevin Dick looks like he has that top spot in hand and beginning to walk away. 0.3 of a second now separate that 52 from the 14. So here in the late stages of the stage number 1, Kevin Dick takes that top spot and he begins to walk away. Tight, small 3-car battle here. Jeremy Brooks, Ryan Nicoletta, Kenny McCullough all coming together. That is 10th, 11th, and 12th on the speedway. Drivers fighting it out for a points-paying position. Last spot inside the top 10 here, coming to the end of stage number 1. We'll jump back to the front with your race leader inside his Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast 52. Kevin Dick looks to grab yet another stage win. Will cross the line this time around, and lap number 26 goes on the board. He's got to make it one more lap around. Kevin Dick looking to snatch the Wise Guy Racing Graphics Stage 1 win. And he is clean and clear. He's got about a 3-car length advantage right now over Anthony Keys, your outside pole sitter, who led a handful of laps here tonight. Kevin Dick will come out of turn number 4 as long as he can keep it on the track by the time he gets across the line. And there it is. Green and white checkered flag gonna fly. That's gonna be the end of stage number 1. And Kevin Dick will walk away with the Wise Guy Racing Graphics Stage number 1 win. How about the job well done there? You can see the superior templating caution flag coming out to end stage number 1. But the man at the front getting the job done, started in the 3rd position, making his way up through the field and snatching some playoff points, some bonus points early here tonight from Texas. Kevin Dick walks away with the Wise Guy Racing Graphics Stage number 1 win. And I would expect to see most of the drivers head to pit road under this first stage break. Jeremy Brooks was able to keep Nicoletta and McCullough behind him. Brooks will round out the drivers with the bonus points here in stage number 1. Fast-paced action as drivers pounding the pavement here tonight in Texas. The stage number 1 already in the bag. The Wise Guy Racing Graphics Stage number 1 win goes to the 52 of Kevin Dick, and we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Get things ready to go for stage number 2. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back live here from Texas Motor Speedway. And back live trackside as drivers have already made their pit stops. Kevin beats the field off of pit road. He will restart the race as the control car. Wonder which lane he's going to pick. Anthony Keys. Roger Rios. How about the big jump up through the field by that 5 of Roger Rios? He is now inside of your top 5. Going to line up in the second row inside row number 2 for the restart. Andrew Moore just to his outside. Tyler Davala, Jason Branch, Ryan Nicoletta, Christopher McCullough, Scott Wise, and Jim Thorndike round out your top 10 for this restart here. Drivers already getting to right at 100 laps left in tonight's race. I told you it was going to be a fast-paced race here tonight. Texas No Limit Speedway for the 6-shooter 130 with the Blown Piston Racing League's Class Series presented to you by Banner Construction. I told you these drivers were going to pound the pavement. They were going to be ripping up some rubber here tonight, and it's going to be a fast-paced race. I can assure you that. Things going to get hot and heavy in that final stage, though. I am all but assured of that. I don't think we're going to see ourselves have a fuel strategy race. I think it is all going to be about track position and who can get the most distance on these restarts, who can put themselves apart from each other. Because the draft, very big. If you're one of the top 3 drivers and you're able to step away, you very well may find yourself alone for quite some time. Draft, very big here at Texas. Drivers will make their way down the backstretch and into turn number 3, and we will get set and fired up and ready to go this time around. There you can see the entire field begin to make their way into turn number 3. Everybody begins to get double file. We'll make our way through 3 and 4 and head to the start-finish line. Pace car lights are off. It's ready to make that left-hand turn, and we're ready to fire things off once again here from Texas Motor Speedway. The boss man in the flag stand waiting for it. Here we go. Green flag flies as Kevin nails the gas. The field fires off and heads towards turn number 1. Everybody up through the gears clean. Looks like a clean start from where we're at down into turn number 1. Kevin Dick with a huge advantage over this field. Anthony Keys going to drop another position as we head down the backstretch. Everybody chasing that 52. Kevin Dick away from the field on the restart. He's going to come back across the line and lead the first lap here on stage number 2. Not a problem at all. Anthony Keys, now Andrew Moore up into that 3rd position as we jump around the track once again to try to bring you all the battles out there on the racetrack. Ryan Nicoletta and Jimmy McKee going at it. Oh, big moment for a handful of drivers off of 2. More drivers struggling off of 2, and caution flag flies as the 4 of Andrew Mraz has trouble. Mraz with trouble, and he goes around. Let's go back and check the replay. You can see the 4 and the 81 going at it. Oh, and a big wiggle out of the 4, and he's just drifting at this point, trying to save it. Oh, slight contact with the outside wall, but contact nonetheless, and that will put us under caution for the 2nd time here tonight. As we jump back up front with your race leaders, Kevin Dick behind the pace car, the superior tippling caution flag coming out for the 2nd time here tonight. First on track incident. Andrew Mraz with big trouble going into turn number 2. Has to slide it up the track. Avoids contact with any other car. Slight contact with the outside safer barrier. And that's going to put Mraz on the pit road for a little bit of time. And it looks like Mraz may have more trouble than that. Looks like the hood's going to go up and they will push the 4 back behind the wall here tonight. It looks like he very well may be one of our first drivers out of tonight's race. Fast-paced racing action here as we drop the green flag to begin stage number 2 tonight from Texas Motor Speedway in the 6-shooter 130 for the Blown Piston Racing League's Class Series presented by Banner Construction. The drivers jockeying for position, trying to push the car to the limits. Overstepping the boundaries was a handful of drivers. Michael Shaman, it looks like Anthony Handley and John Finley also catching a little bit of damage in a separate incident here in stage number 2. Majority of the field does elect to stay out. And it looks like we should see the one finger away from the boss man in the flag stand this time around. We should see the pace car lights go out, and we'll be ready to fire things off once again here in the 6-shooter 130. And it looks like some timing and scoring still getting sorted out, so we'll get at least one more lap around the track under caution speed. Let's go back. I tell you what, why don't we go back and check out this driver right here. You'll see him just past these campers in the infield in a moment. There you can see inside of that 81, Andrew Lutz. What a run up through the field by the built 81. Andrew Lutz, man, up 12 positions from where he started tonight's race. He's in control of the Top Groove Hard Charger Award right now. Started in 24th and has moved his way halfway up through the field in just, I'd say, right around 30 laps or so. The 81 not playing around. He is moving his way to the front. Started pretty much tail end of the field. Only 2 drivers started behind him, and Andrew Lutz is on his way to a top 10 and maybe some more. Speaking of more, where is your overall points leader? There he is inside of that 77 Ford Mustang, sitting third on the track. He'll start inside row number 2 for this latest restart. He'll have the 7 of Tyler Davala just to his outside. Davala, your U.S. Veterans Pole Award winner here tonight, struggling for a little bit of race pace. Led a handful of laps. Or actually, I apologize. Struggled to lead the first lap, and as a matter of fact, it looks like the 14 of Anthony Keys was credited with leading that first lap. So your U.S. Veterans Pole Award winner not able to lead a lap here after putting it on the pole position. Laps led belong to that 14 of Anthony Keys in the 52 of Kevin Dick. We'll have to wait to see how this restart goes. Pace car lights out. Drivers double file halfway down the backstretch. Here we go again. Pace car going to make that left-hand turn, and we're going to get ready to nail the loud pedal inside control car. The 52 of Kevin Dick waiting to smash the gas, and green Flag flies as the 52 gets on the gas pedal. He's going to scoot away from the field. Good jump on the restart there for Kevin Dick. Anthony Key's going to slot in to that second position without any trouble. The third 77 of Andrew Moore going to take that third position away. Tyler Davala struggling to get going on the outside, and here comes Christopher McCullough. Jason Branch, great restart for Branch. He's going to slot into that sixth position. He's got Jimmy McKee and Roger Rios all over him. Big fight back behind them, and contact. Ryan Nicoletta goes around. Ryan Nicoletta, Brandon Fries, and Andrew Lutz involved in our latest on-track skirmish, and that's going to bring out another Superior Tip-Lifting caution flag. Let's go see if we can't see what happened. Let's go see if we can check the replay. Ryan Nicoletta involved. We'll jump back here with that 59. There you can see the 81 of Andrew Lutz. Oh, and just sideways loose for the 59. There's the 21 coming in, catching a piece of the 81. And oh, more drivers pile in there towards the end of that one and catch a piece of the action as well. Let's take one more look at it here. As there you can see the 59 sideways up in front and just nowhere to go for Brandon Fries or Andrew Lutz. Both of those drivers caught up and involved in this latest incident. We'll jump back up front with your race leader, Kevin Dick, as we're back under caution for the third time here. Tonight's second on-track incident. And crossing the line to begin lap number 40. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Race fans, don't go anyway. We'll be right back with all your green flag action right here from Texas Motor Speedway. In back trackside with the race leader behind the pace car here, the iRacing Ford Mustang pace car lights still on. We should see the one finger wave this time around to get the one to go back. Green flag racing here. Kevin Dick leads. Anthony Keys, Andrew Moore, Tyler Davala, Christopher McCullough, Jason Branch, Jimmy McKee, Roger Rios, Scott Wise, and Jim Thorndike round out your top 10. Stage number 1 was clean and green. We've had a handful of cautions here in stage number 2 to open up stage number 2. We'll have to wait to see if these drivers settle in on this latest restart. What a beautiful sight here at Texas Motor Speedway with those caution lights around the fence. With those caution lights around the fence, it's unlike very many tracks here, it kind of strobes and follows, runs around the course of the racetrack. Just a beautiful little added extra Texas step, you know what I mean? Everything's bigger in Texas. The tracks, the TV's Big Hoss, one of the biggest, if not the world's biggest outdoor TV right here at Texas Motor Speedway. So once again, everything bigger in Texas. The restarts are going to get bigger as the lap count gets smaller. Push is going to get bigger. Drivers' tempers are going to get hotter. And the racetrack getting ready to get louder. As the iRacing Ford Mustang pace car will dunk off once again, will get sent to fire things back off. Kevin Dick leads Anthony Keys and Andrew Moore to the restart box. Pace car down and away we go. Green flag will fly on the count, and there it is on the gas. Kevin Dick jumps out to another great start. Ooh, close there for Anthony Keys, trying to cover off that 77 of Andrew Moore. That was close. A little bit of a squeeze play in the 77 of Moore, had to jump out of the gas, and that's going to allow Tyler Davala to close back in on the tail end of that 77. Davala looking for a way to get back to the front after snatching the U.S. Veterans Pole Award here tonight. Your top four already scooting away from this field, already out to almost a 1 second advantage over Jason Branch. There you can see the 22 of Jason Branch battling with Roger Rios. There's a 4-5 car battle behind them. As you've seen, Jim Thorndike, all sorts of sideways. Thorndike with trouble in turns 1 and 2. Oh, and a driver with trouble out of turn 2 and into the outside wall. Driver with trouble already. It looks like that was the 85 of Kevin Blokma with no front clip, almost hard impact with the outside wall off of turn number 2. Jim Thorndike able to finally get the car back underneath him and get it headed back in the right direction. We'll jump back to the front because there's been a pass for the race lead. Anthony Keys goes back to the point once again. That's going to give us our third different lead change here tonight amongst 3 different race leaders. Anthony Keys and the Serv Pro Ford Mustang back in the top spot. Kevin Dick looking to his inside. Once again, not quite able to get there. They'll drag race to turn 1. Drag race back into turn 1 between the 52 and the 14. They'll make their way off of turn 2 as the entire field chases them down the backstretch. And into turn number 3 and 4, there you can see battle for the race lead. Once again, Kevin Dick taking that top spot back. It's a back and forth battle right now at the front of this field. 4 lead changes so far here tonight now, as we've got just 3 different race leaders, 3 caution flags on the evening. One of them coming at the end of the Wise Guy Racing Graphics Stage 1. We will see another caution flag here in about another 20 laps or so to complete stage number 2. Who's got what it takes to walk away with the Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast Stage 2 win? Will it be the 52? Will it be the 14? Could we see the 77 of Andrew Moore come back into play? And with Keys taking that top spot back once again, that's going to give us our 5th different lead change of the night, and the fastest lap of the race turned in that time around by the driver inside of that fast Ford Mustang in the front of the field. Anthony Keys takes and puts that Serv Pro machine in control of the New Age Limited Speed Demon Award. Handful of drivers still down there on pit lane in damage control mode. Michael Shaw, Andrew Lutz, Ryan Nicoletta, Anthony Hanley, and Frank Reese all down on pit road. Heavy damage on all 5 of their machines. Andrew Mraz was able to rectify the problems and get that 4 back out on track. Turn a handful of more laps, and he's going to bypass Corbin Simmons and Max Williams, who are down and out of tonight's race. Mraz looking for a handful more points. Hot and heavy battle here at the front of the field. Anthony Keys, Kevin Dick, and Andrew Moore still going at it. Tyler Davala dropping off just about 1 second. We'll jump back here around the 8th position. There's Jason Branch going after Christopher McCullough. Scott Wise in the mix right behind him. How about Casey Duncan? Great recovery by that 17 so far here tonight. Now up 15 positions, sitting in that 11th spot in his Toyota Camry. The 4X Racing driver looking for a handful of more positions as we wind down the final few laps here in stage number 2. Lap number 52 goes on the board. This time around, everybody chasing Anthony Keys at the front. Scott Wise searching for momentum, searching for a racing line, trying to get some of the draft off that 22 of Jason Branch, who is just off in front of him. And Casey Duncan has a little bit of trouble. Gets a little bit sideways in that 17 machine. He's able to corral the car and keep it heading in the right direction. Knocking on the door of a top 10 right now is that 17 of Duncan. Let's jump around the track a little bit. What do you say, race fans? Let's go back here with a battle between Brandon Freeze. And there's the Burger King machine of Jacob Drift right behind him. Brandon Freeze involved in one of those early incidents here tonight in the Solar 21 no front clip. But he ain't letting that stop him. Still on the gas, still quick here tonight. Still running. Well, has himself a top 15 for now. Let's jump a little further up through the field. What do you say we go back to this small battle? Casey Duncan has Braden Staub right behind him. There you can see that 47 Martin Sports machine. They've got a lap car in between them. That's Andrew Mraz in the 4 machine. Mraz down multiple laps here tonight, down 25 laps to be exact. After some heavy damage coming from the first on-track incident here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway in the 6-shooter 130 for the Balloon Piston Racing League's Clash Series presented by Banner Construction. And now Mraz, he's got fresher tires, and he'll make his way around and leave these two to battle it on out for 11th and 12th on the track. Casey Duncan leads Braden Staub to the line. More battles going on the track. Let's jump back up here to this one. Battle just inside of your top 10. Jason Branch was able to get by Scott Wise and take that 9th position away. Now Wise looking to grab that spot back, but a little bit of trouble there in the entry of turn number 3. Looks like the car may be a little tight for the 31. Wise losing some ground. Battle for the race lead underway once again at the front of this field. You say you want to be a race car driver? Well, this is what it takes. You gotta battle it out with your adversaries lap after lap after lap. Right here, you see that 52 of Kevin Dick jump to the bottom of the racetrack, looking for that top spot. Will the inside line work? Oh, he's gonna have to keep it tight. Gonna have to keep it clean and tidy off of these corner exits, running that bottom line. The 14 has the advantage, able to keep that machine wound up at the top of the speedway. Side-by-side battle at a turn number 4. The 14 will prevail at the line. For the time being, Anthony Keys keeps the race lead, and this has brought the 77 of Andrew Moore right up in the mix. Moore right there, ready to snatch a position, maybe 2, here in the final few laps here in stage number 2. Who's going to walk away with the Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast stage number 2 win? Will it be the 14? How about the 52? Or maybe we'll see the vast 77 Ford Mustang of Andrew Moore, your points leader, snatch a stage win and pad his back pocket with a handful more playoff points. Lap number 60 already on the board. Stage number 2 will come to a close at the completion of lap number 65. So these drivers battling with all they've got for these final playoff points here in stage number 2. Who's going to walk away with the handful of them here? Big moment there as the 14 wiggles on the outside, and Kevin Dick will take the race lead back. Once again, that's going to give us now our 6th different lead change of the night. Still only 3 race leaders. And just like that, outside lane fighting back once again. The 14 Serve Pro machine not willing to give it up. Tight racing action through the corner. And this is just too good to not watch from a driver's seat. What do you say we jump on board inside that 77 of Andrew Moore? Take a look at the battle in front of him for the overall race lead. There you can see just how close these drivers are to each other, battling, drag racing down the backstretch and into turn number 3. We'll cross the line this time around and have just 3 laps to go here in stage number 2. Anthony Keys. Whoa, the 52 super loose on the bottom, almost into the side of the 77. And the 14 now has that race lead all to himself. We'll jump back outside of the car. What a big moment for that 52. Almost into the side of the 77. That almost ruined his race. Woo, big moment there. Coming to the end of stage number 2. Gonna cross the line. It's gonna be just 2 more laps around. Can that 14 of Anthony Keys keep Andrew Moore at bay? Moore with a big run, looking to the outside in turn number 1. Not quite there to make it work just yet. He'll have the draft down the backstretch, though. Lap traffic coming into play just in front of your race leaders. The Jaws theme music begins to play inside the helmet of that 14, and heavy lap traffic now for your race leaders to contend with. Down to the bottom of the racetrack goes the 14. Andrew Moore gonna follow suit. Way up the track goes 2 at the back. Markers, the 11 and the 21, moving out of the way for those top 2 drivers. Kevin Dick with a little bit of a disadvantage there with where he caught this field and coming around to take the checkered flag and walk away with the Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast stage number 2 win. Look at that right there. Looks like Anthony Keys walks away with the Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast stage number 2 win. Job well done, my friend. And just like that, the superior templating caution will fly, and that will end stage number 2. How about that man inside of that? Whoa, man inside of that 14 Serve Pro Ford Mustang. It was a Ford Mustang lockout for those top 2 spots. Anthony Keys, after starting outside of row number 1 and leading the majority of the laps in stage number 2, the speed finally pays off, and Anthony Keys snatches the Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast stage number 2 win. So as the field gets a chance to reboot, re-rack, restack, rehydrate, and get ready to re-attack, pit road will be open this time around. Field will follow your race leader down pit road this time around. Anthony Keys gets the job done. He walks away with the stage 2 win. He pads his back pocket with a handful of more playoff points. And here you go. There's the parade of cars down pit road. So with that being said, race fans, we're going to step away for a brief commercial break. pay a few bills. You know how all of that goes. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage.
Looks like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane, press and hold your reset button, and we'll come and get you.
In backtrack side, as the drivers will receive the one to go this time around, Jacob Drift with a little bit of a strategy play, stayed out to lead a lap. He will now come down pit road to change all four tires, so that will give us our 9th lead change on the night. 4 different race leaders as Anthony Keys goes back to the top spot. And it looks like we may have a little bit of discrepancy here. Looks like the pace car having some trouble right now. Oh boy. Pace car lights are off. Maybe the driver inside of the pace car actually hit the ignition button instead of the light button is what we're hearing. Engine cut off on that iRacing Ford Mustang pace car for just a moment. That's why you've seen that 14 of Anthony Keys out so far in front of the pace car. He's going to back it up, let the pace car reel him in, and we're going to get set to fire things off once again here from Texas Motor Speedway in race number 9 for the Blown Piston Racing League's Clash Series. You're watching the 6-shooter 130. The stage number 2 will already belong to the 14 of Anthony Keys, and we're ready to drop the hammer once again, and away we go. Green flag flies once again here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway, and Keys has trouble on the restart. That's going to allow Andrew Moore and Roger Rios to make their way by on the outside. New race leader for the first time here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. The 77 of Andrew Moore grabs the top spot. Roger Rios, where did he come from? He's all the way up into that second position now, battling with the 14 to the inside. Close racing action. There's Tyler Davala still running well here tonight. Davala back in that fourth position after starting from the pole position, snatching that U.S. Veterans Pole Award here tonight. We've got all sorts of drivers all over this field right now. What happened to the 52? Kevin Dick all the way back in that seventh position after walking away. Whoa, trouble for the 14. He almost goes around. After snatching the Wise Guy Racing Graphics Stage 1 win after battling for the Stage 2 win, the 52 of Kevin Dick with some trouble. He's back behind the field right now in big trouble right there for the 5 of Roger Rios. He had to jump all the way out of the gas. Now Anthony Keys and Tyler Davala go at it for second and third, and Davala gonna lose that position. Here comes Jeremy Brooks. We talked about the playoff points. We talked about the chase implications. We mentioned drivers that needed to have a fine run here tonight. In doing so, inside of that 53 machine, there you can see him from the Finesse Esports team. Jeremy Brooks rounding out your top 5. Came into tonight's race 12 points out of the 16th position, out of a shot to run for the championship, and with a good run right now underway, the 53 may find a way to get himself inside of that top 16 by the end of tonight's race. Jeremy Brooks running in 5th, all over the tail end of your U.S. Veterans Pole Award winner here tonight. Tyler Davala struggling with race pace. Fires off well for 1 to 2 laps, but then it just looks like that 7 struggles to keep the pace inside. And oh, a little bit of a moment there for the 53 through turn number 4 as Andrew Moore, well, he gone. 1.2 second advantage. That is the biggest race lead we have seen all night here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway in the Balloon Piston Racing League's Clash Series 6-shooter 130, presented to you by Banner Construction. Moore, when he grabs the race lead, he just seems to be able to take off. Clean air on the front end of that Ford Mustang has got him out to the biggest race lead so far that we have seen tonight. And Kevin Dick, he's going to snatch that New Age Limited Speed Demon Award with the fastest lap turned in the race last time around. Kevin Dick going to run a 30-30 in race trim. That is pretty quick right there. That is a fast lap time in race conditions. Kevin Dick with the New Age Limited Speed Demon Award for the moment. And well, with stage wins handed out, we've only got the Wise Choice Contracting Frontman Award to worry about. Driver leading the most laps here tonight, and that's a battle between that 52 of Kevin Dick and that 14 of Anthony Keys. They better beware, because now that 77 out front, he's beginning to pat his back pocket with laps led. And usually when we see that 77 get out front, he usually stays there for quite some time. Big moment through the tri-oval for Anthony Keys. He has to jump way out of the gas after being sideways, and Andrew Moore will step back away from the field. Top Groove Hard Charger Award right now belongs to that 17 of Casey Duncan. We've talked about this 4X racing driver inside his Toyota Camry on multiple occasions here tonight. Duncan up 18 positions from where he started. Shotgun Sally, tail end of the field back in 26th. He now sits in 8th. More battles back behind. Right around that 11th, 12th position, Scott Wise, Braden Staub, Jimmy McKee, Jason Branch all going at it for position on the track. Roger Rios also involved. Rios at the front of this small 5-car pack in that 9th position. There you can see that 5 of Rios just off in the distance in front of Scott Wise. Braden Staub right here in the 47 just in front of the 99 of Jimmy McKee. So close racing action as we've got drivers to pit road. Kevin Blokma and John Finley to pit road this time around. Jump back around the racetrack just a little bit. Back to this battle between Braden Staub and Jimmy McKee. The stab at the top. McKee drops that 99 down to the bottom of the racetrack. And he's going to snatch that spot away. The 47 Martin Sports sponsored machine drops to 12th as Jimmy McKee puts that Ford Mustang into the 11th position and now sets his sights on Scott Wise just out in front. A little bit of John Finley coming off of pit road, getting back up to speed as we close in on the 100 lap mark. Why don't we go ahead and head through a little bit of house cleaning while we jump back up the front with your race leader, Andrew Moore. We started tonight's race here from Texas No Limit Speedway with 26 drivers in the field. We have still got 22 drivers out there on the track with just a handful left on the lead lap. Looks to be 16 drivers left on the lead lap. Kevin Blokman, the 85, first driver listed off of the lead lap, 2 laps down in the YJ Esports Lucky Dog position if we get a caution flag here in this final stage of the race. And looky here, 77. Fast all alone, but the draft works out for Anthony Keys and Kevin Nick, and they're going to reel back in Andrew Moore, and it's a 3-car battle for the race lead as we head into 3 and 4. And drivers will head through turns 3 and 4 and back to the tri-oval, back across the line once again. Lap number 85 now goes on the board as they chase Andrew Moore back to turn number 1. A lap car goes to the high side of the racetrack and looks like we've got a pass for the race lead. And oh my gosh! Coming right at you into your living room. Anthony Keys going to take that top spot back once again. Here comes Andrew Moore back to the bottom of the racetrack. They're going to battle back to the start-finish line. Once again, Andrew Moore going to keep the top spot officially at the line, so no lead change as of yet. Here comes Kevin Dick looking to the inside. 3-car battle at the front of this field. Andrew Moore, Kevin Dick, and Anthony Keys throwing haymakers on lap number 86 right here from Texas No Limit Speedway in the 6-shooter 130 for the Blown Piston Racing League's Clash Series. Take a look back off of the tail end of your race leader. We'll take one look back. What do you say here? And off of Andrew Moore's machine, looking back at that 52 custom paints and die cast Chevy's ZL1 Camaro driven by Kevin Dick. He's got Anthony Keys in the Serve Pro Ford Mustang right back behind him. That's how close 0.2 of a second is at a super fast speedway like this right here at Texas Motor Speedway. Andrew Moore continues to lead them all. Here comes a run by Kevin Dick, not quite able to get there just yet. We'll stay 1, 2, 3 nose to tail back to turn 1. We hate to leave the battle for the top spot, but gonna jump around just a little bit. How about this battle going on between Kenny McCullough, Jeremy Brooks, and Christopher McCullough? There you can see all 3 of those drivers, the 03, the 53, and the 60, lined up nose to tail, all chasing Tyler Davala. And again, Davala just falling off the pace here. As we get further into the green flag run, Tyler Davala just seems to struggle with that mid-run pace. The U.S. Veterans Pole Award winner struggling tonight with pace, and he is going to slowly fall back into the clutches of that 03 of Kenny McCullough. Jeremy Brooks with a fine run so far here tonight. Qualified 6th, running 6th, needs a top 5 to really have a chance to walk away with at least a top 15 next week and secure his chance into the championship run. And as a driver, that's all you can do is get, oh my gosh, 37 coming back across the track, and Frank racing the Oreo machine. He's going to go around. We're going to stay green flag racing, though, with just 41 laps to go. Hot and heavy battle right here on track. Scott Wise in 11th. Here comes Jason Branch in 12th. Branch looking for a little more track position. They go around the 99 machine of Jimmy McKee, who is a little bit off pace. Not sure what happened with McKee. He had to jump way out of the track after going through the tri-oval and doing a little bit of landscaping. I'm pretty sure Texas Motor Speedway will not pay that landscaping bill, but nonetheless, 99 gonna mow a little bit of grass on the front stretch for him, and he'll keep the car headed in the right direction. We'll stay green flag racing as we cross the line. Lap number 92 now goes on the board. And there's been a change at the front, and a big change at that. While we were watching everything go down at the back, the 52 Facebook Custom Paints and Die Cast machine has snatched that race lead back once again. Kevin Dick back to the point. 10th lead change of the night. 4 different race leaders so far. 4 caution flags flying. 2 of those coming from the stage cautions. Just 2 on-track incidents here tonight. So a clean race here at Texas with fast-paced laps and quick cars on the track. Left to battle second and third on the speedway. Andrew Moore and Anthony Keys battling it out for second here, as we're going to have ourselves one opportunity at a green flag pit stop, and it should be coming up very shortly. Last time these drivers were on the pit road was back at lap number 67. So closing in on right around that 30 lap mark. Drivers' fuel tanks getting empty. The grip on the tires beginning to falter. And we're beginning to see more battles out there on the track. Jimmy McKee closing in on Jason Branch, who has slowly reeled back in Scott Wise. Close little battle still raging behind them. Kenny McCullough and Christopher McCullough 5th and 6th on the track right now. They're nose to tail on the speedway, battling each other. Up 16 positions is Kenny McCullough, fighting for the top group hard charger award right now. It's between Kenny McCullough and Casey Duncan, up 16 and 18 spots respectively here tonight. Heck of a race for both of those drivers. We'll go back and take a look at this 03 of Kenny McCullough as he works his way off of turn number 2, trying to close in on the 7 of Tyler Davala. Right behind him is that 60 of Christopher McCullough, trying to work his way up into the mix, trying to grab himself 1 or 2 more spots before the end of tonight's race. Kevin Dick continues to lead. He's got himself about a half a second advantage over Andrew Moore. Anthony Keys back in 3rd. Tyler Davala running in 5th. Kenny McCullough back in 5th. 6th place belongs to Christopher McCullough. Jeremy Brooks, Casey Duncan, Roger Rios, and Scott Wise round out your top 10. Taking a look back at Braden Stab as he closes in on Jimmy McKee. That was going to be a battle for the 12th and 13th position on track. Jim Thorndike back in 14th, rounding out your top 15. And last driver on the lead lap, the 15 of Jacob Drift. Still trying to have a solid night here tonight, looking for a top 15. And it looks like, for all intents and purposes, he will have that top 15 in hand. He's got to keep himself on the lead lap, though. Dangerously close, about 8 seconds away from falling off of the lead lap. And if we get ourselves a long green flag run like we find ourselves in right here, green flag pit stops looming in the air, who knows what's going to happen? Will we see a pit road penalty shape the end of tonight's 6-shooter 130 right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network for the Blown Piston Racing League's Clash Series? And as we cross that 100 lap mark here tonight, race fans, if you haven't already, join us in our continued quest for 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love. And as always, drop them that thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Whether you're just sliding through to say hey, or you are one of the dedicated fans, friends, family, maybe one of the many sponsors out there coming to check out things, we do appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, there would be no us. So while you're here, while you're at it, you know you want to drop these drivers that thumbs up and show them some love. Meanwhile, on the racetrack, at the point, Kevin Dick continues to pad the laps lead department. He is looking to try to snatch the Wise Choice Frontman Award here tonight by leading the most laps. And we've got our first driver to pit road for his green flag pit stop, the 60 of Christopher McCullough. He's going to go ahead and short pit. He's going to try to catch the field off guard and try to make up a lot of ground by coming to pit road first. Which one of these drivers inside of your top three is going to come to pit road first? A big gap back from Anthony Keys to Tyler Davallo, so it's going to take a caution flag to close the gaps at the front of the field. Your top three, I don't want to say in a class of their own, but they're in a league of their own right now. 3.6 second advantage over Tyler Davallo. Another 3.6 seconds back from Davallo to Roger Rios. So over 8 seconds back to the fifth place runner. Your top three drivers on track continue to pound the pavement. They stay out as Tyler Davallo and Roger Rios both come to pit road. This time around, when will the alarms be sounded for whoa? Slide job. Anthony Keys, did you see that in the background? Slide job off of turn number 2, and Anthony Keys going to grab second spot away from Andrew Moore. When will the alarm sound for the drivers at the front? When will your top three come to pit road? Anytime they stop from this point on, they definitely have enough fuel to make it from here, so it's going to all come down to the pit crews. It's all about the money stop here tonight from Texas No Limits Motor Speedway. In a 6-shooter 130 for the Blown Piston Racing League's Clash Series. And there it is. 2 out of your top 3 all come to pit road. Kevin Dick and Anthony Keys down to pit road. That's going to put Andrew Moore back at the point once again. Moore with the race lead. How long will he stay out is the question. That's going to be our 11th lead change of the night. Andrew Moore now leads the race. Casey Duncan 8, almost 9 seconds back and pulling off the track this time around. Andrew Moore will head to pit road. That'll put the field in the hands of this man right here. Casey Duncan going to come off of turn number 4. He's going to stay out there on the track and he will lead a lap. Less than 25 laps to go. Casey Duncan now in control of the race. Scott Wise running in second as Andrew Moore, Jason Branch, Braden Staub, they have all come to pit road. Tyler Davallo also to pit road already. The 14 of Anthony Keys all ready to pit road, and Keys has trouble. He's on pit road for an extended stay. Oh no! The race winning opportunity for the 14 has just gone out the window. Kevin Dick and Andrew Moore both back up to speed, both back out on the track, still on the lead lap, somehow, some way, hanging on to that lead lap. And there you can see Andrew Moore, he will falter and fall off of the lead lap, but just barely. So as we find ourselves under a green flag pit cycle here at the end of tonight's race, and it looks like the 17 of Casey Duncan, he may have been quick right there. Duncan and Scott Wise both peel off of the racetrack And down to pit road, that's going to leave the Burger King 15 of Jacob Drift as the only driver yet to make his final green flag pit stop with just 22 laps to go. Jacob Drift off of turn number 4. He's going to stay out on the track, and he will go back to the point. Once again, that's going to give us our 13th different lead change of the night. 5 different race leaders so far here from Texas No Limits Motor Speedway. Looking at the gap, though, that 1 lap difference on the tires has translated into just about a 1 second differential between Kevin Dick and Andrew Moore. As Moore now dealing with some trouble. He is falling off pace, and Tyler Davala going to make his way around. Oh my goodness. Things beginning to fall apart for some of our front runners here tonight as we work our way down to the final 20 laps of tonight's 6-shooter 130. We are well past the 100 lap mark. Will the 15 of Drift head to pit road this time around? And it does look like the Burger King machine will peel off for pit road this time around. That's going to put the 52 Facebook custom paint and die cast machine back at the point and back as your race leader with a 4-second advantage. It's smooth sailing from here. If you're Kevin Dick, you like what you see. You don't want to see any more of those pesky caution flags. Pit crew getting the job done here tonight for Kevin Dick. Going to get him on and off pit road very, very quickly and put him right at the front of the field with the race lead now. 4.7 second advantage. Let's go back to some of the battles. Let's jump back here between Casey Duncan, Jason Branch, Jimmy McKee. Just behind that, 22 of Branch McKee, about 0.8 of a second off. Running in the 10th position. Oh my gosh, did you see that? Casey Duncan all but destroyed. Middle of the track. Oh my gosh. We're going to have to go back and check this one. We're going to have to go back and see the replay. Let's check the drone cam on the replay. Everything looks fine. Goes around Andrew Moore there, who was struggling just loose down onto the apron. And oh my gosh. That is a race-ending impact right there for the 17 of Casey Duncan. So he was on a tear, looking like he may walk away with the Top Crew Hard Charger Award, but not anymore. After that hard impact sustained, Duncan gonna be left on pit road for quite some time. And now we've got ourselves some decisions to make at the front of this field. Coming to pit road just a handful of laps ago. Will your race leader elect to come to get tires, or will he stay out? Looks like he's going to stay out. Kenny McCullough in that 03 machine, he does come to pit road. Andrew Moore also coming to pit road. Catching the YJ Esports lucky dog there. You can see right there in the support. Our Troops 13 machine, Jim Thorndike, will receive 1 lap back. He's back on the lead lap now to leave us with just 11 drivers left on the lead lap. And the 14 of Anthony Keys. After walking away with the Wise Guy Racing Graphics Stage 1 win, he now finds himself in trouble behind after getting popped with a pit road penalty. The 14 will be listed as the first driver off of the lead lap in the lucky dog position. Him and Scott Wise will fight it out for that lucky dog position should we have another caution flag here tonight. And with less than we'll have about 15 laps or so to go when we take the green flag once again. It's gonna get interesting, it's gonna get good, and I can promise you it ain't over yet. A lot of racing still left to be had. Who's going to walk away with the checkered flag? Will we see our second repeat winner? Or will we see a fresh face to a victory lane? Christopher McCullough, Tyler Davala, Jeremy Brooks, Jason Branch, Braden Staub, Jim Thorndike. They're all drivers that have yet to visit victory lane. 6 out of your top 10 not visited victory lane. And you know they want to secure their chance to run for a championship. All they've got to do is put it in victory lane, and they will secure and lock themselves in. Who's willing to risk it? Who's willing to do whatever it takes to get to victory lane to secure their championship run? Man, I don't know. With our 5th caution flag of the evening here tonight, the Superior Templating caution flag waves after trouble for Casey Duncan. 3 on-track incidents, 2 caution flags to end our first 2 stages here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway in race number 9 for the Balloon Piston Racing League's Clash Series. You're watching the 6-shooter 130. Pace car lights go out, and we're going to have a 14-lap short track shootout on a Sunday night to decide who goes to victory lane. And I don't know about you race fans, but if I'm one of these drivers that have already been to victory lane, if I'm Kevin Dick, although I'm trying to secure another win, I don't know how much I'm going to trust the pushes and the runs coming from these fresh faces looking for their first race win. I think you may very well see the chrome horns come into play. You may see a little bit of bump and run here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. Drivers double filed through 3 and 4. We're set to fire things off once again here from Texas Motor Speedway. Final 15 laps, 14 when we cross the line this time around. Who's got what it takes? Who's going to get the job done here tonight at Texas? Pace car down and away, waiting for the control car to hit the gas. Wait for it. Here we go. Green flag flies as Kevin Dick catches that 60 sleeping, and he is going to be well and gone by the time they get to turn number 1. That's going to lead Davala and McCullough back to battle for 2nd and 3rd. Roger Rios right there running in 4th. Jason Branch up to 5th. Branch has Jeremy Brooks closing in, looking to take the last spot in the top 5. Jeremy Brooks in dire need of a solid finish here tonight, running very well all night long. Jeremy Brooks looks to walk away with a great points day back across the line. 13 laps now remain. Tyler Davala back in the mix. Fell off a pace all race long, and here we go with a short run to the end of tonight's race, and your U.S. Veterans Pole Award winner looks to park it in victory lane for the first time this season. Kevin Dick has been to victory lane. The driver running in 4th has been to victory lane. 2nd and 3rd on track right now. Davala and McCullough yet to visit victory lane with 12 laps to go. How, oh my gosh, did you see Rios into the corner? Roger Rios deep into turn number 1, and he's going to lose a ton of ground. It's going to be a 3-car breakaway at the front. 11 laps to go as the drivers cross the line this time around, back down into turn number 1. Here we go once again. Your top 3 make their way through 1 and 2. They'll make their way off of turn number 2, back down the backstretch and head towards turn number 3. Ryan Nicoletta with some more trouble. Looks like he's going to go around and go back down pit road as everybody continues to chase that 52 Facebook Custom Paints and Die Cast machine at the front of the field. Kevin Dick leads them all. Smoke on the front stretch as Frank Reese has trouble, and he gets to pit road. 10 laps now remaining for the drivers here at Texas Motor Speedway. It's been a long, hard fought battle at the front of the field. Kevin Dick has been there all night long, first, second, third, all the way back to 8th at one time. Now back at the point, back leading the race, and now he secures the Wise Choice Contracting Frontman Award for leading the most laps here tonight. Kevin Dick also walks away with the New Age Limited Speed Demon Award. Snatched the Wise Guy Racing Graphics Stage 1 win. And he looks to put an exclamation point on his season. Kevin Dick in that first position, the top spot, 8 laps remaining, 2/10 back to Davala. Roger Rios fading in third. Christopher McCullough closing in on him. Kenny McCullough closing in on Christopher. Kenny up 16 positions from where he started tonight's race all the way back in 21st. He's in control of the top group. Hard Charger Award coming down to the start-finish line. 7 laps remain. Rios able to slowly close back in on Davala, who's struggling to keep pace with Kevin Dick right now for that top spot. Gonna jump back to a battle real fast inside of your top 10. We've got drivers going at it. Contact, and Jason Branch goes through the grass after contact between the 22 and the 99 of Jimmy McKee. Contact on the rear bumper of Jason Branch gets him loose, gets him sideways, and Branch is going to lose a ton of ground, and he'll fall back to 9th into the clutches of Jim Thorndike. Here comes that 13 machine. Looking to the bottom of the racetrack, he's looking to close in on that 22 of Jason Branch just off in the distance. There you see the 14 Serve Pro machine of Anthony Keys after leading and dominating a portion of tonight's race. Keys with a pit road penalty on our only green flag stop. He has fallen off of the lead lap, running back now in 11th. 5 laps to go. Kevin Dick continues to lead. Everybody chasing the Facebook Custom Paints and Die Cast 52 of Kevin Dick as he leads this field. 5/10 of a second, half a second separating Kevin Dick from your U.S. Veterans Pole Award winner, Tyler Davala. And I don't think Davala's going to get there. Davala's going to have a rear view mirror full of Roger Rios. We'll take a look at this battle that continues to rage on for second and third on the racetrack with 3 laps to go. Kevin Dick begins to walk away. Side-by-side battle now for second and third, and that's going to benefit that 52 even more. He'll come through 3 and 4 this time around. Popsicle sticks go on display for that 52 machine as he crosses the line. Just 2 laps to go here from Texas. Lap car coming into play there. The 5 of Roger Rios able to use him as a pick, and the 5 moves to second. Tyler Davala falls to third. As these 2 drivers battle it out for second and third, man at the front of the field into turn number 3. Once again, he's got himself over a 1-second advantage now over this field. The 52 off of turn 4 will cross the stripe and we'll get the white flag. 1 to go, final lap here from Texas Motor Speedway in the 6-shooter 130 for Blown Piston Racing League's Clash Series Kevin Dick, hard fought battle all night long, and he will walk away with a handful of playoff points. Walking away with the stage win, walking away with the Speed Demon Award, walking away with the Frontman Award as well. Checkered flag in hand as he crosses the line for the second time this season. The 52 of Kevin Dick parks it in victory lane. What a race, what a night for the driver right here inside of that Facebook Custom Paints and Die Cast machine. Job well done, my man. Gets a lot of points here coming to the end of the regular season. Kevin Dick will pad his back pocket with a ton of bonus points heading into next week's final race of the regular season. And he'll look for a third race win next week. He'll park it on the line and give the fans in the stands a little bit of a smoke show as he enjoys his post-race celebrations. We're going to get ready for our post-race interview, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And back trackside at the conclusion of tonight's six-shooter 130 right here at Texas Motor Speedway. What a race we had on our hands. And let's see if we can't dial up and have a few words with one of the drivers that walked away with a podium spot here tonight. Let's see if we can't dial up and have a word with that 7 of Tyler Davala. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, how you doing? How you feeling after a solid night here tonight, walking away with a podium finish and also putting that U.S. Veterans Bowl Award in your back pocket?
I feel pretty good. It was a nice, solid points night for us. We had hit a couple rough races lately. I think it's good just to get that momentum back. obviously getting stage points both stages, getting the pole, coming home third. I feel like we could have been second, but I feel like I had no shot at the win there at the end there. Um, just I couldn't get the rear tires hooked up on the short run. But maybe if I could get the rear tires hooked up, maybe I could have had a shot at Kevin. But still a good run overall, and I'm happy with that.
Well, Tyler, you mentioned a good points day in momentum, especially at the end of the regular season. We've now only got ourselves one race before we begin that championship run next week at Five Flags Speedway. What's your thoughts moving forward to there? Or are you already focusing in on that first race of the chase?
I think next week is Five Flags. It's a really important race, not only for momentum building, confidence, but playoff points. I have 0 playoff points, and the rest of the people at the top of the standings have quite a few. So if I can go out there and get 1 or 2 stage wins, and maybe even win the race, do all 3, that's 5 or playoff points. That would be really helpful heading into the playoffs, so I'm not sitting at 0 and I have that buffer for that first round.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Tyler, again, congratulations on a good race here tonight. As you said, finished inside some points paying positions there in all of the stages, walked away with the U.S. Veterans Pole Award as well. So, job well done on the track here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. Before we let you go, though, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Yeah. First off, my family for all the support, and teammates Corbin, Max, Jacob, Andrew, and Michael for helping out with strategy all night. SRD setups for being on the car. Scott and Lauren for putting this lead together. Connor Hazel for doing all our paints, and you for doing all this great work up in the booth.
Well, we do appreciate the kind words. I know everybody else appreciates the kind word, Tyler. And again, congratulations on your accomplishments here tonight from the track. And we'll look forward to catching up with you next week and later on throughout the rest of the season. What do you say?
Let's hope so. Thank you, man.
All right, there you have it. Walking away with the U.S. Veterans Pole Award tonight. Walking away third from the track. Tyler Navala in the 7 machine with a great points day. He looks to have a better points day when we head to Five Flags next week. But let's see if we can't dial up last week's race winner, the driver walking away in second here tonight. Let's see if we can't dial up that number 5 of Roger Rios. It's Dave of the Booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. Long time no talk, huh?
6 days.
Yeah, I think about 6 days. Yeah, man. How you been?
Pretty good. Been a difficult race, but we're finally over with it.
A little bit of a difficult race here for you. In your own words, you made up 6 positions here tonight, had a solid finish. How was the race overall for you? How big of a struggle was it out there? It looked like a handful of drivers were really struggling through these corners.
Well, I'd say it was a roller coaster of a ride. Started up very low, and then as the car went into the run, I got more comfortable with it. But on new tires, I just it didn't click tonight.
Well, Roger, it may not have clicked tonight, but with tonight's performance, you were already pretty much locked in with your race win, already locked in pretty much with the points as well. But changing gears and looking forward from here on out, we go to Five Flags next week. So a little bit of a short track race before we get into the championship rundown. Are you looking past Five Flags at that first round of races in the chase, or are you focusing on trying to get at least one more race win in your back pocket?
I just want to get in there, on a steady note. Just make sure I show up every week and good consistency.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Roger, again, congratulations on getting everything done here tonight. Solid second place run for you and your 5 crew. So before we let you go, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Just thank my teammates, everyone in the league, you for broadcasting. Good job, everyone.
All right, my man. Well, I guess if that's it, we'll see if we can catch up with you at Five Flags. And I know we'll talk again before the end of the season. So keep it safe and stay fast.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, there you have it, Roger Rios. A little bit of an up and down night, a little bit of a roller coaster ride for the 5. Still happy with his second place finish. He'll not have much to worry about when we head to Five Flags, but still looking for some momentum in another race, a win before we end the regular season. Roger Rios walks away from Texas in second. And that's going to move us right along in our post-race interviews. We'll see if we can now dial up the driver walking away with his second race win. Let's see if we can't talk to the man in victory lane, Kevin Dyke. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
In victory lane for the second time, man. That's got to feel good.
Yeah, this one it was a tough one, I tell you.
That seems to be a theme with all you podium drivers here tonight, have been talking about how tough of a race it was out there. What was the toughest part of tonight's race? Because from our standpoint up here in the booth, your 52 looked hooked up in every aspect of tonight's race. So what seemed to be the trouble spots out there for you and your crew?
Mainly just short runs. So the cool tires, just wasn't a whole lot of grip. You really had to feather the car, like the throttle. Really would have stepped out on you. Couldn't really overdrive or drive it into the corner. Every couple laps or so, the car would get real tight. So you really waiting for the car to turn before you could get back to the gas. And even then, once you're in the gas, you weren't sure if the car would stick coming off. Most of the time it would, but I mean, you had to be ready in case it did step out on you.
Well, Kevin, with your one race win in your back pocket already, you were already guaranteed a shot at the championship run in 2 weeks. With this second win, does this shift any type of racing strategies for you heading to Five Flags? Are you going to go after a bunch of playoff points, or are you just going to focus in on those first few races in round 1 of the championship?
No, I'm going after those playoff points. I think having a big lead in points is going to help out, but the way we've been running, I'm not sure we'll even need them.
Well, that's a good answer, man. I mean, playoff points never hurt anybody, and after round 1, those playoff points are really going to come into effect if you could set yourself apart from the field. So we'll see how it all goes for you. Congratulations on the stage win here tonight, walking away with your second checkered flag on the season as well. So before we let you go and celebrate and enjoy this race win, is there anybody that you'd like to thank, give a shout out to, a special I love you or anything like that?
I'll give a shout out to the guys at Pie-Eyed. Shout out to Cousin Paints of Diecast and for you up in the booth there.
All right. Well, Kevin, again, congratulations on a great race here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. You were inside the top 5 almost all night long. We expect to see you back in one of these podium finishes before the end of the year. And congratulations. Enjoy this one. And until we meet again, stay safe and keep it fast.
Thanks.
All right, there you have it. Race winner Kevin Dick walks away from the track with the checkered flag, and he is looking for some more bonus points, some more playoff points when we head to Five Flags next week. Walking away with the checkered flag here tonight in the 6-shooter 130 from Texas Motor Speedway, the 52 of Kevin Dick. Man, what a night of racing we have had here from Texas Motor Speedway. 5 caution flags on the night, just 3 of them for on-track incidents, 2 coming out for stage ending. Whew, man, what a run, what a race. Green flag pit stops it all here from Texas Motor Speedway. And it sounds like producers hitting those buttons in the background, so you know those familiar sounds. It's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results from Texas Motor Speedway in the Blown Piston Racing Leagues Class Series presented by Banner Construction. Walking away with his second checkered flag on the season, the 52 of Kevin Dick. parks it in victory lane. Last week's race winner, Roger Rios, going to park it in second place. Your U.S. Veterans Pole Award winner here tonight walks away in third. Kenny McCullough back in fourth, and Jeremy Brooks rounds out your top five. The 60th Christopher McCullough going to park at home in sixth. Seventh place belongs to Braden Stab. Jimmy McKee back in eighth. Ninth place tonight belongs to the 22 of Jason Branch, with the 13 of Jim Thorndike sliding home in 10th. Anthony Key's going to bring his 14 machine home in 11th. Jacob Drift back in 12th. 13th tonight from Texas, Brandon Freeze. The 11 of John Finley going to walk away from the track in 14th. 15th tonight to the 85 of Kevin Blokma. Scott Wise with a little bit of trouble. He'll finish 12 laps down back in 16th. The 77 of Andrew Moore walks away from the track in 17th, while KC Duncan finishes 18th. 19th tonight from Texas in the six-shooter 130 belongs to Andrew Mraz, while Anthony Handley rounds out your top 20. Frank Reese back in 21st, 22nd to Max Williams, 23rd tonight, the 26 of Michael Sham. Walking away in 24th is Ryan Nicoletta. Andrew Lutz back in 25th, and rounding out the field here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway in race number 9 for the Blown Piston Racing League's Clash Series, the 10 of Corbin Simmons. As always, big shout out, tip of the cap, and you're welcome to the race control and admins just down the hall. Lauren, we appreciate all your hard work each and every Sunday night. We look forward to having you back trackside next Sunday for the regular season finale at Five Flags. And that's going to be it. That's going to do it for us up here in the production booth. As the music begins to wind down, we're going to wind up the cords and get ready to head on out. But before we go, if you haven't already, join us in that quest to 3,000. Show these drivers some love and drop on that thumbs up. Click subscribe. Smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by. And with that being said, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.